All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got done with a fantastic chapter of One Piece. Time to move on to the newest chapter of Sakamoto Days. Let's begin, shall we? Yo, peoples! Qushu 92 here. Welcome back to more Sakamoto Days. In the last chapter, we have Shin and Sakamoto pretty much meeting for the very first time. And we saw that Shin is a little troublemaker, making trouble for Sakamoto during his first stint because apparently he is undercover trying to infiltrate different groups. That is apparently signifying that someone is a mole in the JAA during this time when they were younger back then. And it turns out that this person, Tasuku Ando, is actually the very same person that Shin is looking for. That's the only name that came up when Shin was trying to find out more about himself and, see if he has any family. And the closest thing he can see is the name of Tasuku Ando, which is the person that Sakamoto is looking for. And Shin realizes this and thinks, I'm going to use this guy to get to Tasuku Ando and find out more about myself and where I come from and whatnot. So he intends to be with Sakamoto just so he can use Sakamoto to find Ando. So let's see, Kohagen, good to see you as always. Let's see what happens in days 197, Seatbelt. And it begins with, pardon me, I just had a little light snack before I started this. Shin going,
"Hey, take me with you on your mission!"
"You'd be in the way."
"With my ESP, you'll find this Ando guy right away!"
"Ando is my target. You're after him too?"
Might as well tell him. He's bound to find out. "Ando is my dad. I've been hunting him for years."
"Oh."
"Huh? Hey, take me with you. I can help. Also, if possible, please don't kill my dad."
And Sakamoto is just smoking a cigarette going, "How old are you?"
"I'm 13.
"Old enough to make it on your own." "Yup."
Harsh! Don't you feel bad for me? My dad abandoned me as a kid, and I've been on my own almost this whole time.
"I guess so.
Right?"
But I wouldn't try and find a parent who abandoned me. Who cares?" And the thing is, Sakamoto is indifferent to how Shin feels. Just completely. No emotional attachments. Not that he's devoid of it, it's just that he doesn't care.
"Well, easy for you to say. You're strong.
And this is Shin thinking this to himself.
The only person who'd understand me is my dad. Maybe."
Yeesh. That Ando's such a slave driver.
Hmm?
And this is a thought that pops into Shin's head, but it's not his. He's reading the mind of somebody. All of a sudden, he wants tickets to a cruise? What a hassle. Can't believe he's freaking out just because there's some JAA hitman on his trail.
"Ando? JAA? Hitman? It's gotta be my dad!"
Huh. That guy's connected to Ando?
No idea. Huh? How do you know?
Your expression while you watch him. Sweat, breath, tension in the body. All indications that you're hiding something important.
You should have teamed up with me. You should have teamed up with me when you had the chance. I ain't telling you nothing now, jerkface.
And then Sakamoto, done with the cigarette, just flicks it away and goes, "You think you can give me the slip?" And Shin is just running away from Sakamoto, just consistently. Well, I wouldn't say consistently because it would be repeatedly. He's running away from Sakamoto and jumps off of a bridge. And then there's this old dude as he goes,
"Well, aren't you lively?" "That guy behind me is super hungry."
Oh, wait, that's a lady. It's an old lady.
"Well, aren't you lively?" "That guy behind me is super hungry, ma'am."
Goodness. Pretty good mover for a kid.
"Would you like to try my melon?"
Huh? I'll pass. And when Sakamoto dashes past this lady in an instant, the lady suddenly moves in front of Sakamoto, grabs him by the arm in a tactical sort of way, and shoves the melon directly in his face.
Now, I know you're hungry. Young people should eat what they're offered.
Brr. And the lady shoves a melon directly into his mouth.
Oh, are you the guy who needs a massage? I heard about you.
No, I'm not.
Now, don't be shy.
As all of these different people, all these different shop owners, start bombarding Sakamoto, because apparently Shin ran through the whole shopping district and said that Sakamoto was in need of something. Business has been slow. Don't let him get away. And I see a person in the back with just a leak, just a regular leak. They all are trying to get Sakamoto's business while he's trying to run after Shin. Dang, look at that. And Sakamoto's looking at this dude in a convertible right next to him. Then we cut to a whole different place altogether, where Shin has followed the guy who was thinking about Ando and followed him to an entire cruise dock.
Whoa, this is where that guy led me?
I swear I had my ticket a minute ago, as it shows that Shin has apparently slipped and pickpocketed the ticket off of this guy. I'm sorry, sir, but the ship is about to leave.
My dad's somewhere on this ship. Is it okay to board dressed like this?
Because Shin has a overly large coat that he's been wearing this whole time. Want to make sure my mic is on, just in case.
Is it okay to board dressed like this?
And Shin is looking around and sees an individual out on the deck of the ship, and it's a dude with like disheveled hair, another person sitting next to him with what appears to be a big old, either a weapon or a gun. Pardon me. Hiccups. While I also try to swallow at the same time, so that hurts. But a dude in the suit, and there's another person who's knelt down in front of this person. What'll it be, Ando? And this person is Ando!
Ando. I found him. That's my dad? What do I say? Long time no see? Sounds weird. Remember me? Why did you abandon me?
And then Ando just takes out a gun and just opens fire on the guy that's knelt down in front of him. He just takes out a gun and shoots him right there on the deck. A floater already sniffed me out. Better ditch this country quick. And mind you, Shin starts shaking because he's just wondering as he goes,
What just happened? My dad killed that guy. How come? What on earth are...
And Ando looks and they both see each other. And when they do, the guy that Shin took the ticket from pops up right behind him and has a gun straight on his head. This little punk swiped my ticket! What'd you do that for, you brat? You're dead meat now! And Shin can only think of Dad while Ando looks at him. But then Ando, without saying a word, even though the expression on his face kind of gives way to he knows Shin, he just turns around. He's looking at you. He your kid? I ain't got no kid. Toss him overboard.
Seriously? You son of...
And then he starts to say it, but he doesn't. And then it just cuts to Sakamoto, who has apparently commandeered that guy's whole convertible as the shopkeepers are still running after him on foot while he's driving. These shop owners, these elderly people are chasing after Sakamoto in a car. These are elderly people, and they're full sprinting after Sakamoto. They're kicking up dust to keep up with him.
Wait! Don't be shy, sonny.
And he's on a bridge that's over the cruise ship. And he sees Shin being thrown off of the boat. Mind you, do you realize how far of a distance it is? The bridge itself is very high into the air, like many meters into the air. And the cruise ship is all the way down in the water. Mind you, it's still a large ocean liner. It's still a large cruise ship, but it's so far away that you shouldn't be able to tell that a person's being dropped. But Sakamoto and his inhuman eyesight, he sees Shin being thrown overboard and immediately turns the wheel, skids in the middle of several lanes, and then sends the car flying off the bridge towards the ship. And then we get Shin, who's falling towards the water, going,
"So, in the end, I really am all alone."
And before he hits the water, Sakamoto somehow gets underneath Shin with his car. And in the same motion, he connects Shin to a seatbelt, and they crash into the ocean. They crash into the cruise ship with this car. And they're just sitting there. Sakamoto is completely unperturbed by the fact that he just landed a car on a cruise ship. Now, mind you, there's a person inside this room, and thankfully they weren't standing where the car impacted, but they're just sitting inside of this room. And Sakamoto has like a little hat that just fell on his head as Shin goes,
"Did you just save me?"
"Huh? I just needed a little weight on the passenger side." And because Sakamoto's thinking as he threw the car off of the bridge, he's thinking, this thing's flying off balanced.
"You jerk! I can't believe I was almost moved!"
Now, as Sakamoto then loads his gun, he goes, "Now, let's kill your dad."
"You don't have to say it out loud!"
So, okay. Okay, this was an interesting chapter. Interesting. Still can't fathom Sakamoto being 27 in the present. I always just assume he's older due to how he looks in his fat form. And it doesn't help that most of us associate white hair with old age. It's just a trademark of it. We see someone with like white hair in an anime, and we just associate like, okay, either this person is either secretly young or they're incredibly old. So it did not help Sakamoto's situation when we see him in his fat form. Because with white hair and a fat form and you're stout and you got a dad bod, it would make you think, okay, he's middle-aged, he's gotten older, and his hair's white now. He's an old dude. But no, he's younger than me. He's younger than me. But he looks like that. So, interesting chapter today. Very interesting chapter. Interesting. So we got a little bit more of Sakamoto and Shin. Shin being bothered by the fact that Sakamoto isn't bothered by Shin's plight. Like, we should have known that this was going to be Sakamoto's entire interaction, because when Shin was talking to him, first he tried to probe Sakamoto's mind to see if he saw Shin as a freak because he has ESP, and Sakamoto didn't care. He just didn't care. So that's one thing. But also when Shin kept telling him about about himself and how he was viewed, and like he's trying to find his dad, Sakamoto's all like, "Oh, okay." He's responding the same way John Wick would to most situations, like, yeah, like just one letter words or very few, very, very short sentences at the most. And it's bothering Shin that Sakamoto isn't getting all bent up out of shape by everything that Shin is saying. So, given that he has like ESP, he chases after a guy who's with Ando, and he just heads to where the guy is. Sakamoto chases, but not before Shin sets a whole bunch of shop owners after Sakamoto to get his business. And it takes him getting into a car and driving away at high speed for him to get away from the shop owners, because all of them seem to have inhuman strength when it comes to getting new customers in, because apparently business has been slow. But Shin gets on the ship, finds the person that's supposed to be his dad, supposedly. They both lock eyes with each other. After Tatsuku Ando, after he shoots a guy straight in the head. So that's already something that bothers Shin. But He locks eyes with Shin, and the panel gives an appearance as if Ando recognizes who Shin is. But he immediately turns around and ignores him. So that means that there's more to Ando than we think, and there might be some validity to whether or not he actually is Shin's dad, because that you don't give a person a facial expression like that unless they have some sort of connection. Because his eyes was open wide at first, and then he turns around to stop with eye contact. And the people around him are all like, do you know him? Nope, don't know him. I ain't got no kid. Throw him overboard. And they don't waste any time throwing him overboard. And Sakamoto goes sailing over to the ship, which he was kind of planning to do anyway, but he just needed something to balance the car so he could land a lot more safely. Mind you, he would have survived going car first into the cruise ship, but it was just coincidental and very advantageous to Sakamoto that Shin was being thrown overboard, so that he could grab Shin, so he could level out the car, so he could land all four wheels down inside of the cruise ship. And now he says, all right, let's go kill your dad. Sakamoto has a way with words and a way with how he does things. Maybe a hot take, but I'm loving Menace Shin. Look, some menaces are fun to look at when they're done right, but that's just me. Bro said, if you're my son, swim for your life. He just said that without words. He said that without words. Also, Killer Bean, it's good to see you. Hope the day has been treating you well. He's such a brat, and I love it. It's going to make such a satisfying scene as Shin and Sakamoto bond as they hunt Ando. But here's the thing. He's trying to get out of the country. Because floaters have been trying to find him, and one almost did, but he kills that one floater. But he's trying to get out of the country. So now we're on a cruise ship, which probably isn't going to have any easy outs. So we're going to be on a cruise ship going through a whole little mini arc of Sakamoto and Shin's little backstory. And we're going to be on this cruise ship as we eventually get to Ando. Now, when I tell you that I am not really concerned about Ando at all, I'm concerned about that person that's next to him. I think that person has an eye patch. Hold on, let me check the chapter. Let me check the page. No, they have shades on. Or is that shades? Yeah, they have shades on, and I can't tell if this is just like a big old mallet weapon or if that's a gun. Because it looks like it's got like a black tarp wrapped over it, and then it's bound by some rope. That's what it looks like to me. So I'm more concerned about that person that's right behind Ando. Wouldn't be surprised if that's their personal bodyguard. I would not be surprised. Like the person with the shades and the pigtail buns. So Sakamoto facing off against that person is pretty much inevitable. I have a weird feeling when we get Ando's backstory, we're going to feel sad. See, here's the thing. While we see Ando shooting a guy directly in the face, we don't know the circumstances that have reached this point. After what happened with Tenkyu when he removed his eye patch, I don't blame you. If they got eye coverings on, I don't trust it. Maybe Asaki is trying to silence him. The only one way to find out, because it doesn't look like we're going on break for Sakamoto Days next week. So not only are we coming out of a 2-week break for Sakamoto Days, but for One Piece, but we're also coming out of a 2-week break for Sakamoto Days, and we're not going on break for this next chapter. So that is a very good thing. But also, one thing I'm really looking forward to for these particular little backstory is seeing how Sakamoto and Shin bond over time. Because we're just getting their first interactions with each other, and it's just them, Shin, kind of trying to figure out how to deal with Sakamoto's reluctance to engage in his own in Shin's tomfoolery, and the fact that Sakamoto is just so professional with it all. So I can't wait to see how they start to bond and have a genuine respect for each other, which leads to them both recognizing each other as, friends later in the future. So this is, and one thing I love about backstories is that, sure, you can get told stuff through regular chapters, but I love it when we have a moment where we just go back in time and learn about a character. Not everyone does this well. Not everyone does this well, But for me personally, I like it when we get backstories, because especially when the story is done well, I have no problem with backstories. If a story is done poorly, then backstories just feel like extra slog going forth. Luckily, Sakamoto Days doesn't suffer from this, because this story knows how to give us good pacing, and it does not drag things out too long. Well, Sakamoto never looked for his parents? No, he didn't. He didn't. Pretty sure there's a reason for that, but maybe we'll find that out later on in life as to why he chose not to. But for the time being, we now have Sakamoto and Shin on the same place. Because ain't it funny how Shin tried to ditch Sakamoto, and Sakamoto winds up saving him, and they both wind up at the exact same place where they need to be. I just find that hilarious. Because no matter what you do, you cannot give Sakamoto the slip. He literally said, you can't give me the slip. You think you can give me the slip? You think these shopkeep owners are just going to keep me from getting to you? Sorry, I'm going to save your life, because I need you to balance out this car, so when we crash into the ship, we can land right side up. But you still can't get away from me. It's like Vigo telling his son, John will come for you, and you can do nothing, and you will do nothing because you can do nothing. And it's like that. If Sakamoto is coming after you, he's going to get you. And you can't lose him. You can't lose him. CDs, good to see you. You're coming in right when I'm ending this reaction, because I said everything I needed to say for Sakamoto Days. All I can say is I am looking forward to the next chapter, because I want to see where we go from here, because Sakamoto's there to kill Ando. He's there to kill him, because he's a rat, because he's a mole. And Shin, we'll give Shin props. That was a decent attempt, considering it was Sakamoto. Yeah, let me see. Hey, Q, do you know Sakamoto Days anime is out? Yes, I already know. I haven't watched any episodes yet, but I know it's out. I just haven't gotten around to actually watching it because I've been busy. But I'll watch it a little bit later on. I'll watch it while I'm working on doing these operations for Space Marine, because today is the last day. This was a good chapter? Yes, it was. Today's the last day to get like 10 operations done to get the special skin from Titus in Space Marine 2 for the chainsword. Well, considering Yotsumura is labeled traitor, that is true. That's true. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed this chapter, and I'm looking forward to the next one. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. I got some things to do, some food to prepare to eat, and also some things to get ready for tomorrow. Okay, Q, I just saw today, it was like, wonder if you knew. Oh, no, trust me. People tell me what animes are out all the time. If it's not through comments on videos, it's either through the Discord. So don't worry, I've long since known that the anime was out. I just haven't gotten around to actually watching it yet. I'll give my opinions on it. I may not do a reaction series to it. I may not. But I'll still watch it. But that's just me. I'm trying to catch up on the manga because I want to see Old Man so bad. Ah, okay. Catch up. We're only like 197 chapters, so yeah. But I'm droning on. Once again, I'm sorry, everybody. I just wanted to get all my thoughts out for this particular chapter. I've watched episodes 1 and 2. I believe episode 3 is out, and I can't wait to watch it since the introduction to one of my favorite characters in a series. Enjoy your Sunday, my buddy. You too! But everyone, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to anything that I do. The channel continues to go up. It doesn't go down. It just continues to go up. More and more people are discovering the wonder that is Qushu 92. And I just want to say thank you all for helping make that happen. You guys really do give me another reason to wake up in the day. And it's just so wonderful that I get to do what I love for all of you. But I'm done for today, ladies and gentlemen. Hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!